village, the issues of investment means that you put in place policy that attract people resources. Individuals have these resources. If you do not attract them, they will not come into the country. I said this to say, Mr. Speaker, the last time we had a meeting with some Moroccan investors, Manasali passed a work with the American government and they signed a 10-year pact for Liberian product to be sold on the American market. When both people talking, you're not going to boost your well talk. That we're talking seriously. Ain't good, man. Sibo, see all talking at all with that master's degree. So, Speaker, the issue here, I was just saying that was that the president, the investor raised an issue that say Mr. Speaker, the guy raised the issue where Liberia under the Ellis Elite government signed a 10-year pact that allowed Liberian businesses to export goods on the American market with less tax. That was an exemption. And the journalist was talking to get the message back to our people. Mr. Speaker, when that exemption expires, we are not taking advantage of this relationship. Because there's a process where FIFA is to give $20 to $40 billion to communities in West Africa who will be able to provide textile products for the World Cup in 2030 in Morocco. Mr. Speaker, that guy argument was he was ready to invest, bring his company into Liberia and invest and raise over 10,000 jobs to be able to sell to that FIFA program in Morocco. That's the kind of policy we're talking about, Mr. Speaker. Those policies that will shift jobs into our country and move our country economy to the next level. It is on that background when I heard that my colleague wrote such a letter, Mr. Speaker, I felt that it was necessary for us to be able to get, a book. I'm a universal citizen. Mr. Speaker, yeah, but Mr. Speaker, yeah. That government play with you to keep the government relations. Mr. Speaker, can you please talk to my brother? I get it, and I brought better improving it. So, Mr. Speaker, I was saying, Mr. Speaker, we need to invite the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Foreign Affairs to come and give us clarity on that Liberian pact that was signed with the American government for Liberian products to be sold on the American market with exemption. If those kind of policies are maintained, Mr. Speaker, that helps to expand our economy, and some of the things we're talking about will create jobs, and the Liberian people will not complain. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the time.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Thanks to Honorable Speaker for presiding, distinguished colleagues. Thanks to our colleagues and brothers, issued our attention, thanks to the committee. And you know, at times they help my heart was something that bordered around the lives of our citizens. When we are into it, we start to bring in joy. Honorable Speaker, I always say this to us. The privilege that God has given us for the Liberian people to entrust us with their job, there's a need we make a difference that they will see it. Because it's about tomorrow. When I think about concessions in a country, they hide me so much every day because what we have This place could be a little America that we would not even want to run to foreign countries to be buying property. Almost because we're just sitting here the last time to discuss this before Astrometer will come. Someone asked that what it takes Astrometer stay at 5 years. What is the rush for us to give them another 25 years? We're all having shares in Astrometer. They say that we're not ready for it. I don't know when we're going to get ready. That few days we were here jumping around for B Mountain. They said the vice president had a report. I don't know if the furnishes or nothing report. We see nothing here. If he got a report or he said he had a report for the Liberian people. So, my man, you yourself have passed a paper that is going to be reviewing concession. What is the report? Have you ever reported? The whole concession in the country that you are reporting. I don't know the person gets that bad. I'm just not going to be that bad. So even with that full communication, I think we need to go back to the executive party. We are thinking that better. What was the leader party? Leader party. Executive party, when we take that communication, I saw on the formula where it goes through every day. Calling concession years in a very good public hearing. I don't know if you have reported to your office or also reported plenary. Almost like when you check any concession years in the country, now the people taking advantage of to the point. All of them bringing a sub-company now and taking our jobs. The last time we went to go open the concentrator, the people were there telling you there's a company where Astrometer that employing local people and do what they want to do. No bidding process went for that company. They can show you records. They can show you one record. If you check down, all of the foreign banks, everybody, they have an outsourcing company now. When you want to work for the bank, you have to go through that people. What if they say paying $250, so your $50 going to them. Honestly, God, the thing is serious. And we want to have the Liberian people. We might be talking about concession in the country. We're not ready to get in it. It's so serious. It's so frustrating. We're sitting here. All of the cars are supposed to carry their country passing through Guinea and Freetown. But all the people that Malaysia are tracking number all for foreign companies. Money coming. CTN. Money coming every day on the speaker. Please, for the generation, look at the kind of people we got sitting here. We all know where the other God has blessed us. Can we just do the needful, fellow colleagues? We need concession years for their feet. Companies are the sub-company, our Liberian people too. If they pay, they don't want to get benefit. Because when you stop doing it, then the company now will do all of the liability, and you now as a concession year will not go through no suffering. But we cannot bring these people to prove.
Thank you.
Let LPN or work traffic management, they say, oh, they got concession, we get tension, but we able to take TIA. Now you got SIM bus. For 15 cents, the people calling to America, everybody now put a SIM back out because no monitoring company. And lying down losing money every day. Us becoming no. But it left for us. Because all other people can cause.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Kozwa and come to a two member from Sando County. Then I'll give you.
What if people buy you still have to review it? Why are you doing it?
Mr. Speaker. Co presiding, distinguished colleague. Mr. Speaker, I just thought to lend my voice on a discussion being raised by Honorable Siebel, for which Honorable Briggs Mentor and others have contributed. Mr. Speaker, my major point is what she just stressed just now. You did it giving you on the microphone, you can open your mouth and be yelling, oh, what, your friend, I want to then you'll be interrupting them.
You won't cry direct, but that's song.
The day y'all get it, ignore the S and you'll be here, you'll stop disturbing like this. But Mr. Speaker, no, but I don't want to know.
You say those songs were invested.
Mr. Speaker,
The issue as raised now by Honorable Brace Mensa concerning the LT laboratorial traffic management is something that we raised. We invited these people to come here, and still nothing is being done. These people have taken away jobs from a Liberian. But they are still, no, come here, I'm making a point. But they are doing substandard work. My Mr. Speaker, are still of the belief that this budget, this $1.2 billion budget that we've grabbed there will be a massive shortfall because 13 million of that budget rely heavily on the Ministry of Transport doing this license plate and driver licenses that have been taken away from them and given the traffic management. This is something that's worrisome. The most ugly thing about it, Mr. Speaker, allegedly, I am using the word allegedly, that this group is being said to have links with Hezbollah, and we are taking our national data and giving it to them to be processing driver licenses around here. You and I will be sitting down in Liberia, other person will be in other countries using Tomagosa or Rejekuni, but we're sitting down here when our data is being given and managed by foreigners. Mr. Speaker, the next issue as raised is the issue with the concession companies like ArcelorMittal. We have laws on our books that says if a contract is given or if a contract is being intended to be given out to a foreign company, Mr. Speaker, the law provides that that foreign company must or they should partner with a Liberian company so that these Liberian companies that we have can be empowered. Unfortunately, we are seeing AFCON, Mahati, WHBO, Project, all of these subcontractors with ArcelorMittal, they don't have Liberian partnership, but we are sitting down here and saying we monitor and having oversight on them. When in fact we crafted the law, and these people are not being adhering to it. We call the investment commission here and the national, the Bureau of Concession, and all these other people here, so that they can tell why these people are operating in isolation as though they're running their own government in this country. We haven't gotten any here until. Mr. Speaker, this thing is serious. If we are serious about taking, empowering our Liberians, booming our economy, and providing jobs, the much needed jobs are needed by our people. We must start to take the necessary actions now to be able to curtail some of these things, Mr. Speaker. I'll rest now. I reserve the right to come out in case I'm given the opportunity.
Ellis Loa, then I go to Buka.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Go to
Mr. Speaker, fellow colleagues, I have a discerning view. The problem of our country is us, who sit in both houses, the House of the Senate and us. In our country, and Mr. Speaker, in my view, I think many times the speaker should be opposition in any country so that we can feel the check and balancing of government. The fact that I'm saying that, Mr. Speaker, it may not be now, but I think it's important to say it. Mr. Speaker, are we thinking with all of the privileges that is in the executive, everything about this country is about us, that we don't want our people mad with? Because of the promises, all of the good things we can say to them, we feel when we come here instantly, we can settle the problem. But yes, we can do that. And this is what I said is, if you go around Africa, most of the countries that will go out independent before them, they are progressing, Mr. Speaker, speedily in development. Mr. Speaker, just our airport road. Just you go into my village, in my district, there's a place called Blabli. Just you go into that village. And the airport road is the face of our country. When you reach to our part of airport, our lives can be different than when you get in other airports in our Mano River Basin. And the reason I said this, there are countries that are taking concrete steps in terms of the natural resources. And I agree with all of the colleagues. But who then do you expect to face it for our people? Just Ghana, this year they pass a law. No raw material, mineral resources in the country. You need to build refinery. Just a few days. Mr. Speaker, sometimes we can be overwhelmed. People can talk to people, they call them freshmen and names. When bills are passing there, and we tell them we need copy. Some things can pass there, people be asking where it pass. Nobody get concession when we are not participating in it, or our input or signatures are not on it yet. Even Mr. Speaker, from time immemorial, some people selling cookies, go play overside the top speaker. Then you want a fee, just like Bobo. We cannot say this thing. All the concession here we're talking about, they get all the big guys in here. They be going on labor mission to go talk about your people. Then one big person above you will call you. Or not necessarily above you, but looking at the governmental coordination, they say, little people. That's how we run the country. Then when they think power, the people enjoy and carry our resources, then we want to say that here, and other we don't know. I'll be the first man to cry to the on the floor. Mr. Speaker, it is true. Yes, something. It is true. So I am saying, and I will recommend to the experts of the Natural Mineral Resource Committee that we look at the mineral law. Mr. Speaker, even see ourselves, you and I, in our various community, we do more development than the government. Individually as a representative. You have a law that prohibits you from doing money in your own place. But I mean, men who are there in one village can come and do money and get millions of dollars. Yes. Then when you and myself enter our district, then people come to us. But then the law prohibits you can't do money. Who then will develop the place? Who the government money? Every month salary that all depending on to be able to carry on development for our people. Check all the representatives here. Since the inception of the government, what is central government development in your own area, then you, the representative. Then when we get 5,600 here, then everybody crying our need. We're making more money. When I was in the executive, as a poor manager, I'm making money more than you. With benefits. But we come here to face our people now, Mr. Speaker, and sometimes we don't know what is going on. And the reason I'm saying that 3% you say like the mineral or Massey. What will happen if we get it to 15 or 20%? Or 40? If we get it to, just think about that.
So he will give you the answer because in the other country they do minerals with sharing.
Exactly. Even our central bank who can get a mineral reserve.
Term is out.
Honorable Speaker, co-presiding colleagues. Honorable Speaker, I listen to my colleagues. Talking about the traffic management team. Looking at the Ministry of Transport, getting our poor out of job. And talking about our 13 million that shortfall in terms of budget revenue collection from the Ministry of Transport for the fact that they have been turned over to the traffic management team. Honorable Speaker, if we decide to just get Ministry of Transport running back, there are so many other things that can be done, and then the 13 million being talked about, Ministry of Transport can produce or can generate revenue, count 2 or count 3 of that. We in Liberia and we are part of the global war, but one thing I noticed is that we are not following our friends around us. If you go, for example, in Cote d'Ivoire, here, they have a system in terms of revenue collection all entries of our country where revenue is collected. If you go, for example, at the port, when you bring car, the car will remain in the port, and then you register the car there and pay insurance before the car come up. And every year that car sachet number is taken. Every year is comparable that you register it. But here's the thing in Liberia. All the construction that we have, including ourselves, the individual person, we bring vehicles, we bring equipment, and we pay detail on them and get them out and never to register them. If you go to B Mountain, all the equipment that they have, I can tell you, I can challenge you. There's no registration yearly in the budget or through Ministry of Transport. We lose millions of dollars. And when you talk about it, nobody is there to support you. When you go, like my colleague was saying, you see that you see people from the higher or say, my man, leave the people. They know what's happening. The committee on transport is not a small committee. When we set the program straight and we make a decision in this place, in the best interest of our people, it can work for us. But until the day that we will really look at Liberia and we agree to make decisions, to make laws that will impact our country better. The transport ministry is not a small ministry. Someone talk about 13 million. 13 million is just dropping it in a bucket in terms of revenue collection. Because what we do know, if these things are put into place, we don't talk about 13 million, we talk about 30 to 40 million a year in terms of revenue collection in our budget. Because there's a whole lot that the Ministry of Transport can do if we just put the proper mechanism into place to make sure that these things are followed and go well. Until that day, we'll keep talking about we'll keep talking about investment in our country, how it goes, how it looking bad. But we just talk about it, we are not making decisions. We are not taking the hardcore decision that our friends around Liberia are doing. And we sitting here, we watch them, we see how they grow, but we're not following them. That is the issue, and we need to look at it and make sure that we look at our neighboring country, what they are doing better to grow, we follow them. That is the way to go. Thank you.
To Olawa Jones to come back to Sano County.
Thank you, Mr. President, Mr. Co-President, colleagues. Let me say thanks to the honorable gentleman from Yucatan for this communication. Mr. President, let me say to you, today again has proven that this legislature is not short of ideas. The communication written by Honorable Ciro is a well-written one, which is in the interest of every Liberian if it is met. Mr. President, we need a political will. Let me applaud the executive, particularly the president, for the appointment of the vice president to spearhead a review of businesses that Liberian can do. There are several millions of dollars that we can make right here. Block factory, cool water factory, cold storage, and so forth. Those are businesses that Liberian can do, and at the end of the day, they can raise revenue. But Mr. President, same money. Trash car selling, I don't even want to go there before someone say, oh, the man is a trash car seller. But I can recall in 2003, Mr. President, I was in the street selling trash car with $50. Before 2005, I have left the street and I was distributing. So again, there are potential businesses here that Liberian can do. But today, were you to look at those businesses, they are being operated by foreigners. Mr. President, while on my way to work, Mr. President, I listened to the reading of several bills from the Senate asking for an amendment to the mineral law of our country.
Exactly.
Mr. President, were you to look at the proposed bill by the by the Senate, and what our colleague wrote, Mr. President, you will understand that they are in the same direction. And they are on time. If we are to correct some of the wrongs that were made, it is not time for us to do so, Mr. President. Instead of getting 3% royalty, instead of getting chicken change, Mr. President, there is no reason why we cannot do profit sharing. There is no reason why we cannot get 40% of our own resources. Let me give you a scenario, Mr. President. This body set up a special task committee to investigate LTMR. Mr. President, yesterday we went on a tour. Why on the tour yesterday, Mr. President, to ascertain whether the portion of Liberia share from that concession or contract. Yeah, I need to be looking at the speaker. Just to inquire, Mr. President, we were told that Liberia share is 30% while LTMR share is 70%. And what angered me more yesterday, Mr. President, was when I listened to the CEO saying that we are contemplating on giving additional 10%. So I asked him, do you think you are doing favor for us? Mr. President, if we are to expand our economy, Chief, there are low-hanging fruits. Our lesson plate, we're not going in space to produce it. It was done right here and it was done by Liberians who are getting 13 million plus. Why should we now give it to a foreigner and coming back to us to tell us that there is a shortage of place and using plywood, then at the end of the day take our people money and Mr. President it was most in question. Is used to produce that plate, and most of that, 70% of that amount goes to a foreign company, while only 30% come to a Liberian company. Like I said, this legislature is not short of wisdom or idea. What we are short is political will, and if we must take that political will, we must do it holistically as a government. So again, I will want to rest on this matter and then wait additional contribution if necessary. But I think it is about time for us to take the rest step. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable. Something here, then we move on to Honorable Benz. You still with us? Sorry, Honorable Clarence Benz. I'm talking about Honorable Clarence Benz.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, co-presiding colleagues, salute to President appreciate Honorable Dixon Wally Sibo for this communication. I just told Honorable Sibo that you are taking me to the days of Honorable Boko Chambers, someone who was always hoping for a better Liberia while he was staying the city occupied now. So, Honorable Speaker, this is the generation that saw all of the atrocity. We saw the best part of Liberia we saw the war, and today we are driving the peace. There is a generation that will be coming after us, and I'm sure if we work hard, that generation will have a smooth landing. Honorable Speaker, what is good to emphasize is that Liberia is endowed with natural resources. Nothing is absent. You have almost all of the natural resources right here in Liberia, in abundance. Honorable Speaker, it is not a curse to have natural resources. And over the years, I will believe the decision taken led us to where we are. As we scroll through these deliberations, Honorable Speaker, I have one question. Are we prepared to be remembered for something? And that question is for all of us. Are we prepared to be remembered for something? We saw a live ministry that was immensely contributing to the revenue of this country. The Ministry of Transport. Honorable Speaker, today, the question is about us. Are we prepared to be remembered for something? Honorable Speaker, we continue to outsource all of our essential services. Take for instance, we were right there in a budget hearing with the immigration. That aspect of our revenue generation is also being outsourced. However, Speaker, are we prepared to be remembered for something? To the best of my knowledge, in coming days, weeks or months, they will be discussing the National Identification Act card to also be outsourced. And Honorable Speaker, if we want to make this country better, there is the only place that we can put our feet down. The people in Boko Dre, the people in Lofa, the people in Boy, all over Liberia, they will not come in the house to make it right. They send us here to make things right, Honorable Speaker. And Honorable Speaker, if all of our cargo is coming to Guinea and Sierra Leone, it remains our challenge if we can all collectively agree that we can solve that one problem so the market can realize the true potential. So our people who are importing cars will not be coming around here and crying on us. However, Speaker, there should be a decision that we can take. The bird is alive or the bird is dead. It's in our hands. We have to decide whether the bird should live and keep flying. Liberia, Honorable Speaker, is not a mismatch for all of these citizens of this country. We got everything over the years to make this country better. And the most important thing that we now possess is the vote of the 5.2 million citizens out there. Honorable Speaker, let's correct the situation at the port. Let's make it our challenge so we can be remembered for something. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Honorable Ben. And then I move to the Right Honorable Musa Accountability.
Honorable Speaker, co-presiding, my distinguished representatives and the people of delegates. I'm very grateful for the letter from my colleagues from New Bhutan. My early days in this house, I've seen that the logging company have misused the opportunity they had to create jobs and also to make use of our resources because we give it to them. A company from Malaysia was in my district. If we all leave from here now and go to District 2, logs are everywhere, rotting, that we could use ourselves to make papers, copybooks, pencil. I had to make sure that I close them down. What I will say here, each and every one of us here, we can make an impact in this country. Like one of the speakers said, we're bringing our goods through Guinea and Sierra Leone. The letter I put on the floor about the bureaucracy and the bottleneck at the port is creating major financial harm for every citizen here. Now, my last code spoke about we have to make a change. It is true. We have to make a change. But we should stop outsourcing. We should stop outsourcing. Everything that we have, they gave working ID card to an Indian man to do before Indian guy comes from India. A work permit is already ready here. Cannot we buy ID card machine in this 21st century that we can do our own ID card and keep our identity within this 21st century? In our budget hearing, I told the immigration commissioner that I would provide those machines. We will do our own ID card. I will buy them, I will give it to the country, we will train people, and the Indian men will go back home. It's a very serious thing. Two, police is not about me getting money. How much for ID card machine? Okay, look at what the man from the transportation thing did with the ID, with the plates. He wanted to almost fight lawmakers for giving up Plywood plate. We can never go to India and we get that opportunity. Or Lebanese men. We can never go to Lebanon and get that opportunity. Now, I do not have any evidence.
You got one more minute.
But the executive is not doing us justice in this country.
You working for this?
So, Mr. Speaker, I did not give my vote. We must do something. We can cancel all of them. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Honorable Musa has indicated and then fully formally forward, which I will ask an amendment to.
Honorable Presiding. Honorable Presiding. Honorable Speaker. Co-presiding. Co-presiding. Distinguished colleagues. Let me first thank the honorable gentleman of Osorado. Your communication went to the heart
is already up for review
of our economic problem.
And you said nothing will happen.
Honorable Speaker, we cancel this matter. Let me go to the legacy of this house. The churches why we should use our natural resources to change our fortune. We don't have to give concessions in order to benefit from our natural resources. We have to identify them and create what we have and use that profile to attract bilateral investment that will give us what we need. Every time we receive these concessions in pockets, we will always have a problem of signing concessions that don't mean well for our country. As the body responsible and authorized by the Constitution to make law, the only law that we depend on, that will guard our natural resources, has gone ahead. We need to pass a law. We need to mandate the relevant committees to pass a natural resource guardian regulatory law so that every concession, everything that has to do with our natural resources must be managed under one guidance. So you can give contract to Putu Money or AML, the principal guarding that natural resources. To give us 3 cent royalty is an insult. Honorable Speaker, there are concessions in this country that give us 50 million, and in duty-free alone, that very same concession, we give them more than 100 million. In essence, we are paying them to carry our natural resources. Honorable Speaker, this is an opportunity of a lifetime for you, Honorable Richard Nambekun, to preserve over the process that will change that, and therefore that will change the fate of this country. Let this body make a law that every natural resource agreement, the people of Liberia must have a share, not royalty. And that share must never go above 30%.
Below 30%.
I mean, must never go below 30%. Yes, we can start with that. Honorable Speaker, let me take my great county, Nima County, for example. If ArcelorMittal has been here for 20 years, if ArcelorMittal had taken 22 now, if they are taking 20 Liberians in 2005 and train them, by this time, there will be no foreigner working in Lambo. Because even if they were so dull that they were failing every other year, they would still have a PhD by now. And all of the things that happened over there. The last time I went over there, I almost cried. To see what is happening. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, let us mandate the national committee, the last amount is sitting here with me, and all the other concession. The last amount committee, the committee on concession, Honorable Speaker, let's mandate them to begin the carving of a new law that will guide this legislation and future legislation as to how our natural resources must be managed. There is a mining contract that ArcelorMittal has across the world. Have we asked ourselves what standard was used in those other countries and what standard is used in Liberia? It is now with this communication for this right honorable gentleman who has qualified himself to serve in my cabinet by this kind of representation as the Minister of Finance and Economic Development Planning.
That's where you hire your value.
Yeah, once you are hired, you can fire. So to close on the speaker, I suggest whoever that is giving a way forward, that way forward must include the mandate to the National Committee to come out within 90 days a plan that will culminate into a new law that will guard all of our mineral resources. And all concessions, even the ones that we sign now, will be subjected to it, or if they don't like it, we'll recall the concession and modify it to subject it to it. Thank you very much.
Exactly. Yes. You always say that because of that concession, we go for us.
Thank you so much. Before I allow before we take the next contributor, let me just outline something. February 19, we established a committee that was going to review our resource law, our law, to be able to guide us. So today we are about to amend the committee, add movement.
February
The
19,
Unitary Committee.
What year? February 19.
This year. So the committee is still being held by the right honorable Ernest and Menzies. The committee at the time were 11 members. We are now increasing to 15. And I will work along with I will craft a deal how to guide the committee work.
Thank you.
You know, though we speak of, we still work in the school, in the classroom.
Yes.
So I will guide the committee work. But the committee needs and limitations have been changed based on the input from you all. The committee limitations have been changed to a committee to look at our natural resources and concession guideline law and fixed template. So we do a fixed thing that will guide us in this field. Though we want to take the UNDP also, who is trying to establish a secretariat to always look into our concessions before we pass them. And the committee, during our break from July to October, the committee will travel to 3 countries. The committee will be divided into groups to go into the various countries. They go to Ghana, Rwanda, Nigeria, and Senegal. The committee, they will divide it into. These are people I contacted already. So I said you want to do extra work. So Rwanda is Ghana. So these committee members. You are not going in group. We're dividing y'all. Hello? We divide the committee members. So we send, we divide you guys and say to all of these countries, come back together and conglomerate ideas. So we're going to put them together and bring it to plenary on October as a resume. The first week in October, we expect to get a report from the committee. It means that the committee will have to go, I'm dividing 4, 4, and 3. So let me name the committee member again. Ernest Benzie chair, Honorable Sempi Jala co-chair, Honorable Dixon Sibo, Honorable Foyo Sokan, Honorable Foko, Honorable Dibi, Honorable Koli, Honorable Yang Flomo, Honorable Ator, Honorable Grant, Honorable Rookie Barron, Honorable Rookie, Honorable Gliger, Honorable Member Bridge Johnson, Honorable Member Johnson Bridge, Menza. So these are the 15 members. 4 members go to Ghana, 4 members go to Rwanda, 4 members go to Nigeria, and 3 members go to Senegal. And this will be done between July, August, and September. We gave you all of the guideline preparation date to move along with one of the secretariat members. And always accompany each of those groups. So for the secretary, we'll ask the chief clerk to outline those people that will follow each group on a different month. The first month in July, the first group will go. based on resources, we're not doing it all in 1 month. So the first group will go in July, the second group will go in August, the second group will go in September. And they were accompanied by the secretariat member, and one each. So we asked, and another thing again is that the concession, we want a concession template to yield maximum benefit for Liberia. Like today in Kigali, we see how best those concessions have changed the people country. So we need to get those ideas and inculcate them into our laws. Like Abba James said, we do not lack knowledge in this place. We have a lot of experience people here with the various back and ideas. So we hope that this group will work along with the various committees, to work along with the Ombudsman can work with various government ministry and agency, and will furnish with some of these concession templates, like the Land Mines and Energy Ministry of Finance and Agriculture, and all this will have a template and normally doing the concession. So that's what I do. Our eyes are folded, and we move forward. I'm folded forward. Okay, let me take I just got it way forward. I got it. So we're going to put it into law. The law aspect that law I've got it. Speaker. Speaker.
Honorable Presiding Distinguished colleagues, Speaker, in your deliberation, I heard you talk to Honorable Mansi that you should contact a few ministries that you need. I didn't hear you mention the Central Bank of Liberia. Because if you talk about the gold reserve, Ghana has that policy, so we put it to.
So I can do that too?
Yes.
So thank you so much. Usually here. Okay, so that was a great form I did gather. So I will put it on the yes. Our single coming before taking for it.
From this thing, you know, I remember that we did the necessary public I will beg your indulgence that we ask some legislative reporters to team so as
one of the legislative reporters will follow each of those committees. So, Professor John will recognize the resources to solve the cause. Okay, before they keep people listening to emotion and let us agree on it.
Mr. Speaker, you are Mr. Speaker, we have listened to what you said, but I move, if I can take a second, that while we are waiting the committee to move ahead, we will invite the Minister of Finance and the Minister of Foreign Affairs to come and give us status update on the African Growth and Opportunity Act that was signed between Liberia and the United States, that gave Liberian businesses an opportunity to a much bigger economy than of the America.
That can it be the committee standard?
No, it's not a committee. It's for them to provide updates on that. They have already expired.
Okay.
They have already expired, so we need to
power motion. Let's put it to a motion.
So I move, if I can just in a second, why we ask on expanding the economy, and we have an idea of having a full bag of concessions documentation. We as a body, I move that we accept and invite the Minister of Finance, the Minister of Foreign Affairs to come and provide updates specifically on, because the essence of that agreement was to expand the Liberian economy. The need is the African Growth and Opportunity Act that was signed between Liberia and that of the United States. The essence of that is an expansion document for Liberian economy. That's one.
Two, come to plenary.
Come to plenary. They should come to plenary. They should come to plenary. Two, and that the committee referenced by you be given all level of support. 3, and that you, Mr. Speaker, will do a follow-up request based on the conversation here between the Committee on Investment and the Committee and the African Development Bank as to the establishment of the Secretariat at the Legislature. That's the 3 things.
So now the question forward. All the way to the beginning of the year. Okay, everybody tells you already. Abu Bakar, Business Secretary of the Committee, President of the Committee, Committee of the Committee, Author of the Committee, Member President of the Committee.
I'll be ready to vote. Honorable Speaker, I really want to bring this to our attention. It's very serious for me because it happens that my district in Nigeria, I think, owns 75% of all the gold mines in Nigeria. And in that district, what is really going on in terms of our laser mines is a worrisome thing. Laser mines will send the companies that come to do business with us directly to the community to go and speak to the communities. Without at least adding the representative to that list. So the people go to the community and the community don't know anything much, will just say, oh, just give us one toilet or maybe just give us something and you can go ahead. And then at the end, these people will be in that county extracting gold day and night and give nothing back to the community. So you as a lawmaker, when you go to the community, they are now asking you to please build them toilets, to build them latrine, to build big doorway for them. Just they're asking the little things that the companies are there with 50 or 10 excavators extracting gold day and night cannot do nothing for them simply because the lawmaker was never part of the discussion. The discussion only took place between them and the community. So you as the lawmaker, when you try to
Somebody that
what? They will go, yes. When you go down and start to talk, people say they don't recognize you because they're not supposed to be talking to lawmakers. But at the end, you are the overseer of that particular district. And so I would be ready to vote if we can add the fact that listeners will include lawmakers. When you people are going to go and discuss with the communities, they don't exclude us, but we are the people deputy.
Thank you. It should start with us.
the movement, so I said. Matthew Joe.
Everything is your mind, sir. Thank you. Right, yeah, we get there. See the thing.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, our movement, I will be ready to vote. Traffic. They're moving. I will be ready to vote. I will be ready to vote. I will be ready to vote if those committees are being instituted by this body that the requisite institution of government agencies that are responsible for those areas, the Ministry of Mines and Concession, Bureau of Concession, they also work with those committees and they send representatives on that committee to go along so that they all can share ideas. In order, so, thank you.
So reject. I will ready to who presented the serious release. Mr. Move, I will be ready to vote. Mr. Move, I will be ready to vote. Are you?
Already, Mr. Speaker. Already. Yeah, already, Mr. Speaker.
Mookie Barry.
Co-presiding distinguished colleagues, I'll be ready to vote. If we can firstly start with the present concession companies that are around Liberia to ensure that all of their vehicles that they bring in the countries are registered. We are losing revenue, and one of our colleagues just spoke about it. If you are given tax exemption, it doesn't necessarily mean that you should not register your vehicle. So all of those vehicles that they have, all of those heavy machines that they have, I'll be ready to vote. If you can include in your motion that all of their equipment being registered, so that revenue will not be used to the government.
Okay.
Speaker, the issue is about reviewing revenue routine. It's not about the policy question, so reject.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, co-presiding. Mr. Speaker, I enjoy the way you get guide, and that's why all of us let it fast along with you. Mr. Speaker, if you look at the sequential arrangement of this country, Sano is one of the biggest counties in the country. When people were there, original. Now, if you look at the mineral resources of the country, Mr. Speaker, if you were to do the tabulation, Sano will be on the line of second or third. When you look at the seller of the committee, if you look at the seller of the committee, we have the Sapo National Park, we got the forest, we got the Bokon Trail, we got the Damo. For Sano to not be part. And when I say here the father, you sending people out of the country, we can look at the 15 counties so that if somebody, one lawmaker for that country go, they will be able to educate the people. To look at some people that just get saying the power county, and so I recommend Mr.
That the committee will be based on county. So reject. Okay, we stay out of yourself.
I'm telling you.
Speaker, you are not a movement.
How will you be down the middle?
I will recommend that each member from a particular county should be part of the committee, so that at least the idea can be shared in our very own area and Damo area. Thank you.
So as
Thank you.
Mr. President.
Speaker, restructure what the issue is about policy that people say on the whole right. You stop putting on that right.
Mr. President, Mr. Co-Presiding colleagues, to the movement, considering that
Here we said that you shall resource people. The additional candidate.
Resource people.
To
the movement, I will be ready to vote while the Speaker set up a committee to tour other countries around the world and borrow best practice. It does not stop the executive from going ahead to negotiate concession. As we speak, there are ongoing negotiations, and if there is no step taken, it means that those concessions may come to us with the very same mistake that we want to correct. To the movement, I will be ready to vote for you to consider this. That while it is understood and agreed by almost all of us here that royalty is not the way to go, but rather share. That when the executive is negotiating whatever concession going forward, they should negotiate with the understanding that the legislature will only pass a concession that calls for profit sharing or revenue sharing rather than royalty. I will be ready to vote for you to consider that.
Inquiry.
The movement.
Inquiry. There are two things happening here.
Alreadiness, inquiry, already first, please.
Let me go to the alreadiness.
Yeah, go ahead.
The first thing, the issue you set up a team to review the money regime to come up with a policy. While the policy is in place, we to come up with a guideline and propose it. While that team are not taking a step yet, the already is that we should inform the executive that they should acknowledge our position. Any concession coming from there should be on the ratio of profit sharing.
The main business what we intend to do. So we have a concession already. Let me know the business what we intend to do. So we put out the QRO.
Inquiry.
We can put out the QRO.
Restate. Inquiry. I restate. So what you say you can right now, in case the concession was already before you and you are passing, that means that we'll come back right to what we say. However, Mr. Presiding, Mr. Co-Presiding, colleagues, while we look for a better way in which the low-hanging fruit cannot be taken away from Liberians because we want to expand our economy, I will be ready to vote where the committee to consider as part of their TOR to look for best practice, and as part of those best practice, profit sharing should be taken into consideration. Thank you.
So
Okay. Inquiry.
So when you get to
Co-presiding, the chairman of the Legislative Caucus, Jeremiah the various colleagues, my inquiry is, I just entered the chambers, and by our rules, when I enter the presiding should brief me on what's happening.
Information.
This particular issue.
Yeah.
The flag governor, you have there's something about it.
No. Let me sing it for the class. Robert, she's not going to pick out this issue. You have the chair. Jerome, you have the chair. So you're by the quorum, young lady. You're by the quorum. You're by the quorum, young lady. You walk out. You're not leaving, you're by the quorum. You walk out to the food. Information. No, young lady. Already I thought, you're by the quorum. He walk out, they keep out. The rules say when you're by the quorum. Now you're by the quorum. You're by the quorum. Go pick up what you The reason we can't live, the reason we can't live, you're not by the quorum. Check out your body, Koro.
So, Jacob, when you can, we should start everything by.
Yeah. Check out your body, Koro. Check out the lead. How about the lead? Clear up the coach here. Clear up the coach here. How about Alice? How about Paul?
They made it in one line, they do it in. Honorable Speaker, I praise the
How about Alice? Go, what about you? Speaker, how do you Yes, sir.
That's a good one.
During the 54th, we had an incident where the minister of mines came there and a very issue raised. We raised it to the minister, and we had an understanding that in order for the minister to say anywhere in the country, that area is represented by a representative. So they will have to inform the representative of that district rather than going directly to the people. Because the question is here, one of us here representing people there. So we had an understanding and agreement.
They are not doing it.
How much you will be accordingly next? When you rubber quick, please no opening for discussion, Mr.
June 15, 2026. Honorable Richard Malcolm, Speaker, House of Representatives, the 55th Legislature, Republic of America. Dear Honorable Speaker, I bring you greetings on behalf of the people of Lima County, particularly the people of Tua River, Electoral District 4. Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, and fellow colleagues, as you may be aware, this body rectified the Asla Mita law, the Asla Mita Laboratory Amendment to the Mineral Development Agreement between the government of Liberia and Asla Mita Liberia, and was subsequently concurred with by the Senate and approved by the President of the Republic in January this year. Under Article 3, Section 4A of the Third Amendment, it is provided that a concessionaire shall prepare and share with the government within 3 months following the Third Amendment effective date is a social infrastructure plan that identifies the issue and grievances submitted by members of the affected communities in Nimba, Bon, and Great Basel counties in December 2021, and the actions taken to date to resolve such issues and grievances, and provides a plan for resolving the remaining actions in accordance with the timeline specified in the social infrastructure plan. In addition to the above, the Third Amendment made specific emphasis on the following projects to be included under the social infrastructure plan. 1. A 2.5 km bridge connecting Buchanan City Center to the concession area. 2. Paving of the concession road, paving of Solid to Ikiba Road. 3. Construction and maintenance of the St. John River Bridge in Basel County. 4. Establishment of a campus of the Asla Mita Labrador Vocational Training Center within its Buchanan concession area. 5. Establishment of a community development fund and compliance measures. Honorable Speaker, Deputy Speaker, and fellow colleagues, I'm not sure if any of those social obligations to the affected communities or counties or communities has been fulfilled since the ratification of the Third Amendment. Therefore, in view of the aforementioned,
I write to crave the indulgence of this honorable House to invite the Minister of Mines and Energy along with the National Investment Commission and the Bureau of Concession to provide status report including copy of the social infrastructure plan and proof of payments for the delay in relation to the company's obligation under the NDA. Thank you for your consideration of this very important matter. Sincerely yours, Honorable Ernest M. Marcel Sr., Representative Electoral District 4, Lima County, Chairman, Houses Committee on Public Works and Rural Development. Presiding Officer, Support Presiding Officer, Honorable Members, that was a review of the communication from your Honorable colleague, Ernest M. Marcel Sr. of District 4, Lima County.
Thank you, Honorable Chief Clerk. I'm going to go down the communication from the Honorable Ernest M. Marcel, represented by the Church District 4, Lima County, craving indulgence of this House to invite the Minister of Mines, NJ, along with the status report, including copy of the social infrastructure plan and proof of payment for the delay in relation to the company's obligation under the NDA. All is a great pleasure. Honorable Cotton.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Co-President, having listened to the communications from Honorable Marcel Addition number 4, I move favor for a second that Honorable Marcel be given 2 minutes and the communication be sent to the concessions and my concession people.
Information, you have to be way forward.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're opening for discussion, they don't want to be way forward. So, okay, 7 already? Have you moved at 7 including okay. All those people are making me money, yeah? That's the moment in the year.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, Mr. Co-Presiding and fellow colleagues. Mr. Speaker, as we have had the time to collectively talk about issues, especially when it comes to concession in the mineral sector, sometime last year, when this AML, the ArcelorMittal amendment came before us, this House was heavily criticized for affixing our signature on the third amendment on ground that some of those things that have been stated in the agreement, the company have not been able to live up to their obligation. And one of the grounds some of us gave for affixing our signature to the third amendment was the issue of implementation of the NDA. We said yes, the wrong has been done already, but going forward, some of the things we've identified was we have some of those little things stated in the NDA, but we noticed that there have been no follow-up on some of those provisions. So it is in this regard that after we have signed the third amendment of the ArcelorMittal NDA, one specific portion of that third amendment is the issue of the social infrastructure plan. In time past, many of the affected communities, including Nimba, Bor, and Grand Bassa, they have documented several different issues and it have been submitted in time past to the government and even to this very legislature. But we noticed that some of those things, because it was not expressly stated in the NDA, so the company have been reneging on them. But this time around, it was captured in the third amendment. And one of the specific issues there is the issue of the social infrastructure plan. In the social infrastructure plan, it is stated that the company shall submit the social infrastructure plan 3 months following the signing of the third amendment. And it can be recalled and that this amendment was signed almost 6 months ago. Up to now, we got no idea whether the social infrastructure plan that call for the company submitting it to outline what are the steps that have been taken based on the community grievances and what they intend to do, and even some of those specific projects, we have no idea what the effort of the company as we speak. So in this regard, my communication is intended to invite the sector, ministries and agencies to come and tell us if the company has submitted a social infrastructure plan. In the social infrastructure plan, it talks about the road from Sanikoto to Yikepa, the St. Paul Bridge, let me say the St. John Bridge maintenance, creating opening a vocational school in Grand Bassa, and many other infrastructure plans that the company is supposed to be carrying on. So I will create the indulgence of this honorable body that this issue be given due attention and the necessary steps be taken. I will pause here. If I'm giving additional opportunity, I will come back. Thank you.
For the motion already selected the committee, right? But you want us to hear it tomorrow?
Yes, yeah, we are aware of
We are to include it. Over Jacob TV.
Honorable Speaker, co-presiding for the former distinguished colleagues. I want to thank Honorable Benji for bringing this again to our attention. When the government of Liberia awards a concession to an investor, there are plans in which the concession must be implemented. And for us to understand how those plans are rolled out as representatives, we need to understand from the executive that has direct responsibility to report to us periodically to ensure that these concessions are executed as have been awarded. Rightly, as my colleague said from Nima District number 4, when we ratified that concession, we were intentional about the activities, and the milestones have to be executed as they are. It has been almost 6 months since the ratification. The concessionaires, the investors said they will do this in time. As it is, as the representatives of the people, and our people have direct benefits to these concessions. It's important for us to know, because in every contract there are clauses for revision and there are clauses for cancellation. And if this is one of the great concerns, and if this warrants that, then I think as the people's deputies, it's important for us to invite them to tell us why.
Can you avail yourself tomorrow? There's a hearing. Can you avail yourself tomorrow and make this simple, please? Thank you.
Thank you so much.
We want to say, I think we put that one already. Next. What you claim next?
June 15, 2026. Honorable Richard Namwekon, Speaker, House of Representatives, 55th Legislature, Capitol Building, Monrovia, Liberia. Subject: request to invite the Minister of Education to clarify the dismally low take-home salaries and lack of logistics for district education officers across the country. Honorable Speaker, as leader of Liberia, the future of our nation and the education of our children remain our highest priorities. It is with a deep sense of national duty that I write to bring to your urgent attention and that of this august body the severe economic and logistical distress facing our district education officers across the country. DEOs serve as a frontline manager of our educational system, yet their current working conditions do not reflect the dignity or importance of their office. I am requesting that this Honorable House invites the Minister of Education to appear before us and address the following critical disparities. 1. Severe salary disparities and lack of qualification-based compensation. Currently, the net take-home salary of a district education officer in Liberia is below US $400 per month. This amount is entirely inadequate to cover the basic monthly living expenses and professional obligations. Regional comparisons in neighboring countries like Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, equivalent officials earn between US $600 and $800 monthly, alongside essential subsidies such as housing allowances. Our DEOs face a harsh economic disadvantage in comparison. Disregard for academic qualifications. There is currently no salary scaling based on educational attainment. A DEO holding a master's degree is compensated at the exact same rate as an officer holding a bachelor's degree, effectively discouraging professional growth and undermining academic merit within our educational leadership. 2. Logistical deficiency and lack of mobility. DEOs are currently expected to supervise vast educational zones without functional mobility support.